this has been a narrative for a mere 5 or 6 days, but it's already been beaten to death. Um, the Washington Commanders, the Redskin football team, absolutely hate Antonio Gibson. They would rather bring Brian Robinson out to many men and give him 9 carries to Antonio Gibson's 3 on his first or on in his first game since being shot, and in the second week we saw the Brian Robinson show take full effect. 17 carries, 60 yards, 1 touchdown. Still no targets through 2 games on the year, but Brian Robinson, th- these these guys got them a hard on for this man Brian Robinson. This coaching staff over in Washington. Uh, Antonio Gibson stocks have never been lower. And they're gonna continue to sink every single week. Because Brian Robinson is the running back of the future. Um, Antonio Gibson went from getting a 64 and a 54% snap share the first 2 weeks of the season to never exceeding 50% from then on out. And just this past week, when Brian Robinson got 17 carries, Antonio Gibson was only on the field for 26% of snaps. Um, Antonio Gibson, he still has a passing game role, but J.D. McKissick is still better. Is McKissick still on the Commanders? Hold up, because I know McKissick. Yeah, he is. Come on now. Um, yeah, and J.D. McKissick is the best pass catcher on this team. Um, and he played more snaps than Antonio Gibson did. Uh, but I mean, this is really the Brian Robinson show. Brian Robinson, extremely viable in standard and half PPR leagues. Still playable in full PPR. He's my RB2 on the team with Saquon because he's a better start than Chase Edmonds. Um, Brian Robinson can be considered a top 30 play. Uh, he's I'd start him over AJ Dillon. They kind of have the same role, but um, Robinson just a little bit less pass catching and a little bit more upside on the ground, I guess. Um, but man, Robinson looks like he's gonna be a 6 to 10 point scorer. Um, and if he gets any more, or like not any more, any passing work at all, a solid RB2. He's available in 50% of leagues. That's gonna change after this week, obviously. I'd say he's like closer to like 85-90% of rosters after this week, but he should be owned in every league. He's startable. I mean, it's his second game back from being shot, and he almost plays half the snaps, gets 17 carries, scores. Uh, God, the Commanders just don't like Antonio Gibson. He can't hold on to the ball, and Brian Robinson is a perfect foil to that. So go out and get him, go out and play him, and be happy.